So I'm back in Brussels. Uninvited. I missed it too much.
Donc, me revoilà à Bruxelles. Je suis invité et je mange trop.
So then I was asked to teach a little bit from this Uttara Tantra Shastra. Last time when I was here, I promised that I will do this online course with very short things. But I became lazy. I didn't become lazy. I always am lazy. So I didn't do it. I was just enjoying myself, going places and meeting people, eating the right best kind of food and things like that. So I didn't do it. I will do it. When somebody comes with a stick, I think. Anyway, so last time I think you know this book has what we call as 7 Vajra points. This book is regarded as the quaint essence of the what we call the 3rd Dharma chakra. Buddha gave, according to Mahayana Buddhists, maybe you can say, 3 Dharma chakras. First is the one that he started at Sarnath, from the 4 Noble Truths, Eightfold Path, Vinaya is included that, and then all these most kind of basic teachings of Buddhism, which are actually the basis of all Buddhist schools. That's the first Dhamma chakra. Then the second Dhamma chakra is regarded as the Pragyaparamita Sutras. All Pragyaparamita Sutras, which is Mahayana, Bodhisattvas, teachings on that, but especially emphasizing on, interdependence, emptiness, and those all the different lengths of Pragyaparamita Sutras. There's this 100,000 stanza Pragyaparamita Sutra, then 25,000 stanza Pragyaparamita Sutras, 20,000 stanza Pragyaparamita Sutras, 8,000 Pragyaparamita Sutras, Diamond Sutra, and the shortest Heart Sutra that we all recite, all these and any teachings that's those kind of teachings similar. These are regarded as second Dharmachakra teachings. All these, the teachings on the 6 paramitas, bodhisattvas, all kind of bodhisattvas, practices, most of these teachings on mind training and things like that, also could be part of the second Dharmachakra. Then the third Dharmachakra is mainly emphasizing on Buddha nature. There are many sutras which explains Buddha nature much more elaborately, much more strongly, much more clearly. Of course, it also talks about interdependence and emptiness and things like that, but especially, the Buddha nature. And there are different views. There are certain Buddhist schools, philosophical schools, coming out of the first Dharmachakra. There are certain Buddhist schools, or philosophical schools, which came out of the second Dharmachakra, and then some from the third Dharmachakra. Chittamatra school comes from the third Dharmachakra. Madhyamika school comes out of the second Dharmachakra. Then Devashika and Swatantrika mainly comes from the first Dharmachakra. But then also, certain, according to the Tibetans, certain Madhyamika is also coming from the third Dharmachakra. So mainly what I follow and what we follow, this commentary of the Uttara Tantra Shastra, this is by Jamgon Kontrul. And he is following mainly the he is mainly following the commentary. Is mainly following the commentary by the third Karmapa, Rangchung Dorje, and Taranatha and all this Kaju, mainly Kaju. In this way of defining, not just Kaju, but many. Then the third Dharmachakra is regarded as the most profound teachings, because it is regarded as the teachings that bridges the sutras and the tantras, because the tantras, Vajrayana teachings, are very much to do with Buddha nature, not just talking about Buddha nature, but also directly finding a way to experience Buddha nature. And that's the, Vajrayana teachings. So therefore, the third Dhammachakra is directly linking with that. Like, if you read Kalachakra, Evajra, Chakra Sambhara, all these tantras, it is very much together, same with this kind of teachings. So therefore, this is regarded as the most kind of profound and direct teachings of the Buddha. It is also regarded as this third Dhammachakra, although you cannot say that in the first Buddha gave only first Dhammachakras, and then only gave second Dhammachakra, and then only gave third Dhammachakra. But it is more or less like that. First teachings he gave are more on first Dhammachakra. Of course, he gave the teachings on that at the end of his life also. But there's some of the teaching, most of the the teachings like Parinirvana Sutra, and most of the teachings that he gave more at the end are very much to get to with the last third round of teachings. And this text of Lama is especially important for Kagyu school because the Mahamudra teachings are completely based on this. And the Mahamudra teachings, actually, the base is this. And so therefore, the Kagyupas, the most three important texts they study, and especially even when they go into 3-year retreats and things like that study, is called the Nang Ta Jusum, the three Vajrayana texts. That is Samunanda. Samunanda is a shortish kind of smallest text written by the third Karmapa. It's about the the channels and about the it's kind of some very important elements from Kalachakra Tantra put together. It's very necessary for doing the 6 yogas and things like that. That's one. And then Tangi, He Vajra Tantra. That's the main Tantra that Kagyupas study. The He Vajra Tantra, and Ju is Lama. These three books are the main textbooks to study according to the Kagyus. And if you know these 3 texts really well, then you are a scholar of Kagyupa, or even high-level practitioner. So therefore, Lama is extremely regarded important for the Kagyupas. it's not that it's not important for other schools also. It's very important, but especially for the Gajapas, it's important. Because it is kind of sutra, but it is also the quintessence of all the tantras, So therefore, sometimes, we said that Mahamudra is actually sutra, but it is also the quintessence of tantra. So, so that's why it's like that. Now, this book is presented in what we call the 7 Vajra points. And 7 Vajra points are first the 3 refuges, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. A little bit more deeply than usually we talk about Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Here it talks about exactly what the experience of Buddha is, what experience of Dhamma is, what the experience of Sangha is. And then the Buddha nature, the calm, the seed, our the Buddha nature, which is, our true nature, the way every being or every being's consciousness is, how they are, that they have, that's the one, that they have, the Buddha nature, they have this, this, actually in a way, I think we talked about this before also. Buddhism, right from beginning, says that everybody, anybody, even the most kind of what can you say, undeveloped being, the smallest of the smallest, tiniest of the tiniest, weakest of the weak, has the same essence and the same, nature that could awaken, or that could become a fully enlightened being. So therefore, we are basically pure and good in nature, but it is defiled at the moment, meaning we don't recognize it, we don't understand it, we don't see it. That's the, the calm Buddha nature. That's the 4th point. The 5th point is, it could be, that nature could be awakened, that could be blossomed. And when it blossoms, then it becomes enlightened. So therefore, it talks about, that is the 5th one, I think, is it? 5th, that Sangchup, enlightenment, Bodhi, that the 5th. 6th is the qualities, if and when you have the experience of enlightenment, what it is like, what are the qualities that, enlightened being would exhibit and would experience. Talking about that, that's the 6th. And seventh is the activities. How a fully enlightened being acts and his activities, his or her, how they function to help people and things like that. So this is the seventh point. So in 7 points, kind of explains the whole system of the path, you can say, in a way. From when somebody is totally, defiled, impurified, ordinary being state, to the fully enlightened, and then doing the activity of a Buddha. So all explained in 7 points. So this is 7 points. So we talked about the first 2 when I was here last time, kind of briefly. And now today we come to the 3rd one, that is Sangha.
Ce texte, le Lama, est particulièrement important pour nous autres Kagyu parce que les enseignements du Mahamudra sont intégralement basés sur lui. Il est la base de ces enseignements. Pour les Kagyu, de ce fait, il y a 3 textes qui sont très importants, qu'on appelle Nangtagyu Sum, les 3 Nangtagyu, qui sont les textes que tout Kagyu se devrait d'étudier, notamment les gens qui veulent faire de longues retraites. Donc, le premier est un texte qui s'appelle Zammon Nangdun, qui est un texte assez court du 3e Karmapa, qui veut dire, enfin bref, le sens intérieur profond, et qui parle des canaux d'énergie qui se trouvent dans notre corps. Et qui puise pas mal d'informations dans le tantra de Kalachakra. C'est particulièrement important d'étudier ce texte lorsqu'on doit pratiquer les 6 yogas de Naropa, par exemple. Ensuite, il y a un autre texte qui s'appelle Tagni, qui est en fait le tantra des Vajra et qui est de tous les tantras, le principal tantra qu'on étudie dans la tradition Kagyupa. Et le 3e texte, le plus important, c'est donc le Lama. Ce sont donc les 3 dont on parle ici, sont donc les 3 textes les plus importants à étudier. Et on considère que si vous les connaissez très bien, dans la tradition Kagyu, vous êtes un érudit, vous êtes un pratiquant d'un niveau assez avancé. Ce texte, le Lama, est particulièrement important dans notre école Kagyupa. C'est pas qu'il ne le soit pas pour les autres, mais il est plus important peut-être ici. On considère que c'est le roi des sutras, la quintessence des tantras. Donc le Mahamudra est un enseignement qui appartient au sutra, mais on considère qu'il est également la quintessence des tantras. Donc le livre se présente sous la forme de 7 points Vajra, La première partie parle des trois refuges, le Bouddha, le Dharma et la Sangha, mais de manière un peu plus profonde que la manière dont ils sont présentés généralement. Il est question ici de la manière dont on fait l'expérience de l'état de Bouddha, dont on fait l'expérience du Dharma et dont on fait l'expérience de l'expérience de la Sangha. Donc ça sont les trois premiers points. Le quatrième point est la nature de Bouddha, donc la graine ou Kam, l'élément. La nature de Bouddha qui est notre véritable nature. La nature de la conscience de tout un chacun, de tous les êtres, ce qu'ils sont vraiment. Tous les êtres.
So generally, when we talk about Sangha, in the kind of generally, when we talk about Sangha, then we talk about Sangha as the, those who are genuinely interested and genuinely practicing the Dharma. We talk about 4 Sanghas. Buddha talked about the 4 Sanghas. This basically what comes from the first round of teachings, first Dhammacakka. The bhikkhus and bhikkhunis and upasakas and upasikas, the male fully ordained Sangha and the female ordained Sangha regarded as 2. Then male householders Sangha, upasakas, and female, household Sangha, who take 5 precepts. So these are, or 5 or 4, whatever. These are regarded as the 4 Sanghas. And Buddha said, and it is regarded that if in any place, in any country, in any, maybe you can call it continent, if these 4 Sanghas are there, then he said, I regard it as that my teachings, the Dhamma, is fully established. So any place where this Sangha, 4 type of Sangha is present and continuing, that's where the Dhamma is established. So this is, this is Sangha. But then we talk about a little bit more deeper level, then the general Sangha and, Arya Sangha. Arya Sangha is those Sangha who have actually experienced the Dharma. Arya Sangha. Generally, we talk about, like stream enterer, once returner, no more returner, Arhat, they are all like Arya Sangha. But then the Arya Sangha, when it's explained at the Bodhisattva's level, Bodhisattva's Sangha, Arya Sangha, Enlightened Sangha, then this is what it's talking about, you know. Rick told the people who have these two qualities, you know, experiences, Rigpa and Tolwa. Rigpa means is aware or seeing or experience, understanding, you know, Rigpa. And Tolwa is free or liberated, liberation. So Rigpa is those people, those Dharma practitioners, those bodhisattvas, maybe you can say in this regard, who actually has these two understandings, Chittavanchemba and Chinyepanchemba. Chittavanchemba is seeing things as they really are. You know, you have the, you know how things, what is the true nature of things. As you know, in Buddhism, seeing things as they really are is very important because it is regarded that the main cause of our samsaric way of being, samsaric experience of the samsaric being, where we have all these sufferings and pain and problem, and we react and act with, with klesha, negative emotions, and things like that, is because of ignorance, because of not truly seeing how I am, how things are, not understanding, not seeing. So therefore, being able to see things as they really are, what we call as Chittavanchemba. Chittava means to know how things as they are. And then Chinyepanchemba is that how things are is the same. In this way, it is written like this. Sometimes Chinyepanchemba, this has some slightly different ways of explaining. One is that you see things as they are, and then you see everything. You know everything as they are. So sometimes you say that a Buddha, as a Buddha, is supposed to know about everything. There's some kind of discussions about how much, this is, the idea is, understanding is, that if your mind is free from, ignorance, if your mind is free from the negative emotions and, disturbances and defilements, then you can see things as they really are. Not only you can see things as they are, but it is so clear that you can see everything very clearly. You can see, or understand, or see means not with the eyes but with the mind, what happened like many kalpas before, or what's happening, many kind of solar systems behind or far. So your mind becomes, and this is the idea from Buddhist point of view, that because we have this, our mind is so powerful, so clear, that when it is freed from defilements, it has the capacity to see and experience everything, if you look. And so therefore that's Jinye Pachempa, saying not just how things are, but how everything is in a way. But in this, it says to know that, the nature of everything or anything, and that the same nature applies to everybody, everything. That's Jinye Panchamba, knowing everything. So this knowing how things are and how, therefore, how everything is the Rigpa, the seeing, knowing, quality. Because you have that quality of seeing and understanding, therefore, you cannot be, you cannot react with any kind of obstruction or obstacles. And also, you cannot be bound with any kind of attachment or clinging or anything like that. So therefore, there will be no negative emotions or habitual tendencies can obstruct you. And that is the liberating. Therefore, you are naturally liberated. When you have that experience, you are naturally liberated, because your negative emotions is also, you see that that's just, is also the same way. It's not true, or it's not there, that you have, nothing can obstruct you, nothing can hold you, nothing can bind you. So therefore, you become totally liberated. So when these two, qualities are experienced, then that being is a real, true, accomplished Sangha. Now, so when you talk about the Sangha in this matter, in this way, then it's not about how many is Sangha. Usually, we say if there are 4, like more than 4, if there is more than 4 bhikkhus or bhikkhunis, then you can call it a Sangha. Because actually the word Sangha, the Sanskrit word Sangha, is a community, assembly or community. Now, even in India now, Sangha, Sangh, is like political parties. Many political parties are Sangh, but that's not this Sangha. This Sangha is, even one person can be a Sangha. That's why it is said that when Buddha first became enlightened as a Buddha, it's written that there was a sound in the sky that there is one Sangha in this world now. And then when he gave his first teaching to the five, first disciples, and they saw the truth, they found it, experienced the truth, and they become, kind of different levels of enlightenment. Then there was a sound in the sky saying, there's now 6 Sangha in the world. So therefore, here in this Sangha, it's not necessarily a group of people, but even one individual can be a Sangha. I think I should stop here. And actually, this first stanza is what we explained now, but maybe we can read this.
Donc, je pense que nous pourrions arrêter.
This is what is the first, the essence of what we've been explaining is this. This mind being by nature clear light, they've seen the poisons to be essenceless. The mind, you see, as clear light means just awareness without anything else, anything that is concrete. Have seen the poisons. Poisons here means mind poisons, to be essenceless. And therefore truly realize the nature of every being as peace, the ultimate non-existence of a self. So you don't see any existence. They perceive that the perfect Buddha pervades them all. These possess the understanding that is free from the veils, thus seeing that beings are utterly pure and that this purity pervades their limitless number. They're endowed with the vision of primordial wisdom. I bow down to this Sangha. So this is actually the translation of what we have been explaining. So this text is a little bit hard to explain, so therefore I made a long explanation.
Can we say that Buddha became a Sangha all by himself because he kind of became one with all beings in his realization?
One with all beings.
C'est ça que tu dis, hein? Mm-hmm.
We don't say like that in Buddhism. We don't say also that, we don't say that there's one truth and then, or the one big kind of consciousness, and then we all become part of it. We don't say that. From Buddhist point of view, that's a Hindu way of saying. Hindu. From Buddhist point of view, what we say that Buddha kind of awakens to how things really are, and then he becomes enlightened. Mainly to experience how he himself is, how he is, how I am, how the true nature of myself is. And therefore he knows about everybody because everybody is sent. Not one, but similar. Yeah. I think it's more or less said like this. Yeah.
So she says that she's not sure to understand the difference between seeing things as they are
Quitter la réunion ou quoi?
or seeing all the things as they really are.
I think it is like this. According to, I said there are two ways of saying this Jinya Panchamba, knowing everything. And this, what we were talking about, is Chitta Panchamba is what is the nature of this? You know, what is the nature of myself? What is the nature of, and then I really know what is this in essence, how this thing exists. That is the saying things as they are. Yeah. Now, with that understanding of one, then I know the way I think everything exists. That's Jinepa. You know, this so knowing everything. Knowing everything in this particular way of saying commentary is not knowing everything in detail, but knowing everything's the nature, everything's nature. There is also this explanation, like Buddha's Chinya Panchamba, then knowing everything, the details also. Yeah. So that's a little bit, two different ways of explaining.
So, excuse me. So the first Jitawa, you said it's knowing about one particular thing.
Knowing about the nature, how things are, how this is. Not necessarily one thing, but
Okay.
So you know that how I am. Say like, you know how I am. Yeah, how I am. And therefore, I understand that my clear light, my mind is clear light, and I am not something, existing on its own. I see my, selflessness, my emptiness nature of thing, and things like that. So therefore, I see that all my negative emotions and these things is not really existing on its own, and things like that. That's Chitta Panchamba.
Yeah.
Now, because I know how I am, so I know how everybody is, or how everything is.
So Jitawa is more related to me.
Well, yeah, you can say that. That is, I think, more easily understand. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Sometimes, if I'm not wrong, science people say that macrocosm is the same as microcosm is the same as macrocosm. It's just energy. You go and you interface, find emptiness or energy, something like that. But the whole space is also that energy fields. And sometimes they move that.
Yes, I've seen that kind of a video. No,
Yeah.
there's a video. Yes, that you see. There's a lady kind of lying down, and then you look at, go deep, and then you it's not just, you see the face, but face is not just face. Then it's lots of, it goes down, 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 and then you see, it goes cells, and then it goes down to, and it's same as you go up to the most kind of biggest, galaxy and things like that. So it's that's also in a way, that's one way of looking. I've seen there is one doctor in Brussels, very special kind of doctor. I've never seen that kind of doctor anywhere else, but when he examines, blood, like every other doctor, he puts a little bit needle and then one drop of blood, and then part of that he applies on a glass, and then puts it under microscope, and then he has a TV screen, and I think it's even color, but there's a difference. Now this little, not even one drop, part of a drop of blood comes on the screen. It's like, this, the film on Sky, what call it? This, Star Wars, like Star Wars. There's something like big thing like this, moving, and then it's kind of the small ones, they're kind of attacking each other. And then there are so many things, like each of these, they say the big ones are, what do you call it? These bacteria, and the small ones are more cells, and then my cells were a little bit, not totally round, but a little bit, round and a little bit like this, pointed. And they said, this is good. He said, this is a good. So it's so many like this. And then actually eating, these are one is eating up. But just, so it's my one piece of the cell, like blood is almost like a, this thing, and then I think you can make it bigger, and then, so it's like that, that I could see. I was really shocked. Okay, thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup. Panje zipane, tone nepe danam panjene, chega nache bala tupaye, sipe tsole dowa dowa sho.